Hello, everyone. Jay Whitner here with Space Headlines. We do a quick recap of what's going on in space each week, and today we'll be talking about the first week of December 2019. Our first story is Blue Origin. The company is growing very, very rapidly. Most people are unaware of it, but 3.5 years ago, Blue had roughly 600 employees. Now they have 2,500. The projections right now are that by the end of 2020, Blue is going to have 3,500 employees. So this is just dramatic growth. One example of this is the headquarters they currently have is in Kent, Washington. They're building a new building across the street from the current headquarters because they just need the room. The new building is 400,000 square feet. So congratulations to Jeff Bezos, the whole Blue Origin team. We're all delighted with what you're doing and we appreciate it. Ariane is in the news. Ariane has been launching rockets into space now for roughly 40 years, dating back to the Ariane 1. Of course, now they're flying the Ariane 5. 250 launches with a very admirable success rate. They've done a fantastic job. And as we sit here in 2019, they're working on the Ariane 6, which will be the successor to the Ariane 5. And most likely Ariane 6 will take up the mantle in 2020 or 2021. SpaceX has a flight scheduled for the Falcon 9 to deliver cargo to the International Space Station and to deliver some new data about the capabilities of the second stage of the Falcon 9 rocket. So after delivering the Dragon to the vicinity of the ISS, then they're going to test sort of long-term operations of the second stage in space. NASA has a probe that's checking out asteroid Bennu. It's called OSIRIS-REx, and this is intended to be a sample return mission. They've run into some challenges because there's all these huge boulders on the surface of asteroid Bennu. The news is NASA has now figured out where on the asteroid they wanted to get their sample return collection done. And this is the spot that they were calling Nightingale, if you've been following this. So congrats to NASA on figuring that out. And the actual sample collection will be in the coming year. The SpaceX Dragon mission to the International Space Station went perfectly. They delivered, I believe it was 5,700 pounds of supplies and experiments to the International Space Station. And the first stage returned and landed picture perfect on the drone ship. Among many other things that were delivered was NASA's Cold Atom Lab, which is doing some breakthrough physics work. Lots of launches in this week. Rocket Lab launched an Electron rocket, and this took place in New Zealand, which I believe is where they've launched every rocket so far. The rocket carried 7 small satellites into space, and one of the big parts of this mission was to learn about reusability. So they had some tests built into the flight plan to figure out reusability and some new hardware. They want to increase their launch rates beginning in 2020. And they're looking forward to opening up a new launch facility, this time in the United States. So they'll have 2, and that would be located at the Wallops Island facilities in Virginia. Once more, SpaceX, wrapping up the coverage for them this week. The Falcon 9 second stage did great in the test. The idea here is that the Air Force has a requirement for deploying certain national security payloads into geosynchronous orbit, that they need the ability to have a booster, the second stage, stay on orbit for hours before doing another burn to place the satellite into the final position. The test went perfectly. After 6 hours of coasting in space, the second stage did a 20-second burn, which was exactly what was desired. And they now have checked off the requirements that the Air Force has to be considered for this type of a launch. That's it for our coverage of the first week of December 2019. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week with the second week of December. Take care.